Hey there everyone, welcome back to another episode of Home Media Reviews, the season finale of the first season of Home Media Reviews. Before we begin the episode, I didn't think I'd actually complete Home Media Reviews Season 1. I know I said in a past update video that, oh, the season's already finished and I'm just going to upload them throughout the... No, the season just got finished probably a week before this episode actually airs. I hope that we're successful enough to get a Season 2. You hear that, Dave? Give us a Season 2, will ya? That's my fake producer, Dave, that I'm yelling at. So I've really enjoyed working on the series. There's just been a lot of events lately in my life involving coworkers and getting back into my walk with God and tons of other things that I haven't really explained to you all, but at least not here on the channel. I've talked about it on other forms of social media like my community tab and my Twitter and such, but regardless of all that, we made it, we're here at the end, and we're covering Wanted, the film loosely based on the graphic novel by the same name written by Mark Millar. So with all that useless backstory out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right into the history section of Wanted. So Wanted first hit theaters on June 27th, 2008. Funny, this hit the same year as Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, The Dark Knight, and Hellboy 2. It was a huge summer for comic book films. The original Blu-ray release was in December of 2008. There was also a collector's edition version of this Blu-ray that was also released in the same month. The original DVD release was in September of 2009, so about a year after the film hit Blu-ray, we finally got a DVD version. 2008 was when Sony was really trying to push the Blu-ray format down home media consumers' throats, so I can see why they held off on putting Wanted onto the subpar format. And that Blu-ray collector's edition I mentioned earlier, yeah, this got a DVD version as well in April of 2010. And if I'm not mistaken, looking at these images, they're pretty much the same thing. There was a 2-disc version of the DVD released in August of 2010, as well as a single-disc version. Then in June of 2011, we got a Blu-ray plus DVD plus digital copy release of Wanted. Then 2 years later, in October of 2013, we got the 2000s Best of the Decade collection version of Wanted on Blu-ray. This was basically just a different slipcover that had 2000s Best of the Decade. You know, all that good stuff. I think we actually saw a version of this back with Jaws. I think Jaws had like a 1970s Best of the Decade collection version. I don't remember. Then in January of 2014, we got the Academy Award Series Blu-ray release of Wanted. I don't know if this was nominated for anything. If it was, you'll see it on the screen, I guess. Then Wanted's final release on Blu-ray was its Steelbook release in May of 2014. That Steelbook features some pretty cool comic book artwork. But don't be fooled by that comic artwork. It is not exclusive to that Wanted Steelbook. There have been a lot of steelbooks in that same style with the comic artwork. I actually have a Jurassic Park steelbook that has that style of art to it. And I recall there's a Hellboy 2 steelbook with that kind of artwork on it as well. Also, just off the top of my head, there's a Fast and the Furious steelbook with that artwork and an Incredible Hulk steelbook with that kind of artwork. And I think even 2003's Hulk, directed by Ang Lee, also got the steelbook comic artwork treatment. So Wanted had a pretty good life on home media. I couldn't find anything about this being recently reissued, but by the time this HMR comes out, there'll be another reprint, and this will already be outdated, because that's just my luck. With all that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into the close-up section of Wanted. Okay, everybody, here's your close-up look at movie Wanted. Now, this is going to sound a little weird, but the last couple of weeks, we've only had one copy to look at. But this time around, we have 2 copies to look at. And we're looking at, honestly, the cooler of the 2 to start off with. This is the limited collector's set for the movie Wanted on DVD, unfortunately. There was a Blu-ray version, but I don't have it. I picked this up at FYE for, I think, $5 or $6 because it was on sale. They had like 6 of them, so they were like, we just want to get rid of these, so just go ahead and take it. And I said, you know what? I've never seen the movie Wanted, never even heard of it, but I picked it up. So, yeah, that's kind of one of the reasons why it's our season finale, because it's a movie I've never seen. So this is going to be interesting. Oh, there's my reflection. Hello. You see there's a bullet hole, or the back of it, not a bullet hole, but it's supposed to give off the illusion of the bullet was shot through this glass pane here with Wanted behind it. You've also got Wanted printed on the bullet itself, which is pretty cool. Side, back, a little bit of copyright information. This side doesn't have anything. Slide this acrylic case off. This is a really high quality case to it. I call it acrylic because I don't think it's glass. It doesn't feel like glass. It feels like a really hard acrylic plastic, but it's really high quality. And here's what that looks like underneath, just Wanted, without the acrylic thing on it. You open this up like this, like so. Look at that. It's like a book. Cool, huh? Let's zoom out a little bit here. Here's where your discs are located. Take a look at those right here. There's your film disc. It's kind of weird. They just kind of sit on this cardboard piece. It's like a target range thing. There's your film disc, and then your bonus disc is underneath it. You take that out. There's what it looks like underneath. See, it's got another little bullet back there. It says Wanted on it. It's a weird way to store these things. I honestly don't really like it that much, but I guess there's no possibility of them ever getting scratched, so I don't know. It's interesting, I'll give them that. So we keep digging here. We've got a digital copy code sheet thing. You have to insert the bonus disc into the computer to get, so this code is practically useless nowadays in the realm of digital copies being just digital. You don't actually need a disc for them anymore. So we keep digging. Here's like a production book. I've actually never opened this. Surprising. This was brand new when I bought it, so everything's still sealed, I guess. Does this open here? It does. That. And it's resealable. I'm not breaking any value here. Oh, they're art cards. Okay, they're not, here's the production book. Okay, when I was doing research for this, I saw I had a production book, and I was like, okay, where's that located? But it also has art cards on here, so it's Angelina Jolie, I'm assuming. James McAvoy. I had no idea that Morgan Freeman was in this. Angelina Jolie again. And Angelina Jolie again, so there's... Well, maybe this isn't Angelina Jolie. Maybe this is a different actor. I don't know. I've never seen this movie, so I don't know what's going on here. I don't know the context for these art cards, but by the time we get to the end segment, I will have watched it. So here's your production book. Or no, it's not a production book. It's like I guess it's a character guide. You've got like, yeah, here's Angelina Jolie's character. Her name is Fox. James McAvoy's character. Morgan Freeman. This guy, maybe Mads Mikkelsen? That looks like Mads Mikkelsen. That guy, that other guy, that guy, and this last guy. So it's, oh, I dropped it. It's a character guide, not a production book. So that's interesting. And then our last little piece here, all the way down at the bottom, we just take it out. It's a film cell thing. It's like a shot from the film. It's encased in between these magnet things, I guess to keep it safe. Sorry I'm doing all this off screen. I just can never do it on screen. So let me put that back in there. Okay, so I'll see if I can show this to you on screen here. If I move it, yeah. So it's like I guess it's a scene from the film. She fires a gun. Says goodbye on the bullet. It's like a film cell thing. It's high quality. Here's where the magnet piece comes off, and the cell is just in the middle of it there. It's cool, I guess. It would mean more to me if I'd actually seen the film, but it's cool. I'll put it back in its bag. Alright, so the character guide and the art cards are back in there. Just put those right there. Digital copy code and your discs. So like I said, this was really the cooler version of Wanted that I own. Unfortunately, it's not Blu-ray, so kind of sad. However, do not fret, my friends. I do have a Blu-ray to show off here to you today. It's this Blu-ray right here, which was released in 2008. I believe this is the original print, or one of the original prints, I think, of the film. Blu-ray disc logo up the top. James McAvoy, Angelina Jolie. Wanted. Blu-ray exclusive, never before seen alternate opening. Include digital copy of the film. And look, it's even got an advertisement. It says it plays on Blu-ray players and PlayStation 3. Man, throwback to the PlayStation 3. Blu-ray disc logo there. Wanted. What company? Spyglass. Okay. Universal logo as well underneath the Spyglass logo. Perfect picture and purest digital sound available. Very true, at least for the time. Got your APC code there. High definition features. Okay, that's just bonus features. That's just a little like way of saying it, I guess. Bunch of stuff for like Blu-ray exclusive features for U-Control, which I've never thought to use. There's cast and crew information as well as tech specs. Slide off this really old and kind of nostalgic looking slipcover. Here's what it looks like underneath. The perfect high-def movie experience, which it is. Same as on the side. The Universal logo is now in gray. Pretty much the same back. You open this up. Here's your insert for the film. Talks about like U-Control and stuff like that. I assume the digital copy code was on another sheet that I do not have. It didn't come in the auction I bought this in off eBay, but it's not like that copy would even be useful. There's your digital copy disc, and there's your Blu-ray disc. Alright, so there's your close-up for Wanted. Let's go ahead and transition into the menu tour for the DVD exclusive limited collector's set first. Alright, y'all, here we are for the menu tour for Wanted. Once again, I can't show any discs or cases or anything because no natural light. I'm sorry. Please forgive my sins against humanity. We are starting with the DVD Collector's Edition. This is the film disc. So we have play, scenes, and languages with scenes from the film playing in the background, which make no sense to me because at the time I'm recording this, I have not watched this yet. So none of this makes any sense. But hey, there's the film's title, Wanted. Ha, funny. It looks good. I'm hoping it's good. Scenes, 20 scenes here, and they have titles. Let's just take a look at the end. Kill him. Oh, I wonder if he kills him. I wonder. Back to the menu. And languages. English 5.1, Spanish, and French. So have descriptive video service. I guess that's for blind people. You have someone narrating what's going on the screen in front of you. Also have subtitles, English, Spanish, and French. And that's really it for the film disc. Let's go ahead and look at the bonus disc. Alright, we're back with the bonus disc for Wanted with the collector's edition on digital video disc. You can see we've got the same scenes playing from the film disc here, but we have two options, bonus features and subtitles. Bonus features. Extended scene, which I'm guessing was a removed scene, but it's now extended here. Cast and characters, stunts on the L train, special effects, the art of the impossible. More. Groundbreaking visual effects, the origin of Wanted. A ton of featurettes on this. Through the eyes of visionary director, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. Wanted motion comics, The Little Things music video, and the making of Wanted the game. Okay, that's interesting. I knew there was a video game based on this film. I didn't know there was a featurette about it on the DVD. What kind of subtitles do we have? English, Spanish, and French. So, yeah. Did you really need to put those on the bonus features disc? Who actually uses subtitles for the bonus features? I mean, come on, guys. So I'm reading the digital download copy code here, and I'm assuming if you put this in your disk drive, this bonus disc at least, you should get some kind of option to transfer the digital copy file Unless I'm reading this wrong, or maybe I'm missing a disc. I don't know. I bought this new, so hopefully I'm not. So now let's go ahead and transition into the Blu-ray menu of Wanted. Alright, here we are for our Blu-ray menu of Wanted. You can already tell this is the Blu-ray because it has the standard universal Blu-ray menu. You remember back when Thomas and Friends Home Media Reviews was a thing, those were released under Universal, and all the Blu-rays had the exact same menu because all Universal Blu-rays have the exact same menu. We've also got the same sizzle reel of scenes thrown in here that were used on the DVD versions, both the bonus disc and the film disc. So it's nice to know that they didn't create anything new. They just used the same sizzle reel. But we've got several options: play, chapters, setup, extras, U control, and Blu-ray Live. Chapters, I assume they're the same chapters as on the DVD. Well, they're definitely the same amount. I have no idea what these little, like, blue dots above them are. Maybe it's like a featurette for the chapter. I don't know. That's interesting. But yeah, pretty much the same amount of chapters as on the DVD. Setup, same audio options as on the DVD, except we have a HD master of the English 5.1 spoken language option. English, Spanish, and French for subtitles. Picture-in-picture volume. I don't know what that means. Maybe that's if you want to mute the film while you're watching bonus features. I don't know. This is a weird Blu-ray. And then button sounds if you want to hear noises as you click around on the menu, which we can't hear because the TV is muted. Extras. My scenes. That's just bookmarked scenes. Alternate opening. Extended scene. Same featurettes as on the bonus disc from the DVD. That's it. I think the only new thing on here is the alternate opening. Everything else looks exactly the same. That's a little bit disappointing. U control. Okay, so those are like featurette. Oh! Hang on a second. Okay, so we've got a key over here that tells us what these little buttons mean. So the top option is Motion Comics. Second option, Scene Explorer. Assassin Profiles and Picture-in-Picture. Okay, that's actually kind of cool that this has some new control features cannot be displayed, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's actually kind of cool that you have, like, bonus content inside of the film. That's interesting. I've never seen a Blu-ray that has had that before. Surprising. I own over 100 movies on Blu-ray, but none have ever used this kind of bonus content. Blu-ray Disc Live, explaining to you what exactly it is, what you can do. Hey, look, there's Hellboy 2. Probably a better movie than this. I kid, of course. I'm excited to watch Wanted. I want to see if it's any good. I know it's based on a graphic novel, and I enjoy comic book films, so I've heard from several sources it's good, so we'll just have to see what I think of it. And you can find out what I think of it in the next section as we go ahead and transfer to answer the 5 main questions, as always. Okay, so we're back from the close-up. Now it's time to answer the 5 main questions, as always. Number 1, where can you pick this product up? Haven't seen this film on store shelves ever. Honestly, I had never even heard of this until I found it at FYE on its shelves in its discount section. They had like 12 of those collector's versions of Wanted. The main reason why I know of this film's existence is because of that. So I'm going to say online retailers, but your FYE might have a stockpile of those collector's versions. Number 2, is this product still being printed nowadays? No, it's not. I'm going to say that's a definite no. It's been 5 years. Number 3, should you pick this product up? Now this one, you guys aren't going to know what I'm going to say, because prior to recording this HMR, I had never seen Wanted. That's the whole idea of the season finale. You know, I talked about this last week. I want this to be a tradition on the show. Whenever there's a season finale, I cover something I've never seen. And I gotta say, I wasn't impressed. Wanted is very stock standard when it comes to comic book adaptation films. The main character, surprisingly to me, is not Angelina Jolie. It's James McAvoy. Going into the film, I thought Angelina Jolie was our main character, and James McAvoy was going to be introducing her to this world of assassins and hitmen and such, but no, it's the other way around. It's James McAvoy is actually the main hero. and he does an American accent, which was really weird to hear, considering he's British, does British accents in the X-Men films and any other film I've seen him in. So hearing him do his American accent was really weird. But James McAvoy, aside from the fact that his American accent's extremely odd, he's really the only character I resonated in the movie Wanted. He leads a very boring life. He's an office worker, and he's just kind of looking for something new in his life. But he finds out that he's the son of a master assassin, and he apparently has the assassin genes inside of his blood passed down from his father. And then Angelina Jolie rolls up and is like, "Yo, James McAvoy, come with me if you want to live. We'll make you into an assassin, and you can go after this main villain guy named Cross, who's Baron Strucker from the Marvel Cinematic Universe." That was kind of cool to find out that Baron von Strucker is in this. Baron Strucker. Hodge's #1 thug. Technically, I'm a thug for S.H.I.E.L.D. Well, then technically you're unemployed. Where's Loki's scepter? Don't worry, I know when I'm beat. Also, Chris Pratt is in this. Chris Pratt's the jerk friend of James McAvoy, who cliché-ly, of course, steals his girlfriend and all that stuff. But he's in this. Like, I was like, wow, Chris Pratt, what the hell are you doing in this, man? I didn't really care much for Pratt's character, or Angelina Jolie's character, or Morgan Freeman's character. I can only tell you their names. Angelina Jolie's character's name is Fox, Morgan Freeman's is Sloane, and then there's not really much else to them. And that's really my main problem with Wanted, is the fact that I don't care about anyone else besides James McAvoy. And I guess you could say that's kind of a good thing. We don't spend as much time as we should with James McAvoy. We spend a lot of time setting up the world of Wanted, setting up the assassin secret cult-like society that these thugs and hitmen, basically is what they are, they're hitmen, live in. And it's really hard to talk about this without getting into spoilers, because I don't want to spoil this for anyone who hasn't seen it. I just didn't care that much about Angelina Jolie or Morgan Freeman's characters or any other character in this film besides James McAvoy, which, again, you could say is a good thing because that means their main character is pretty good. And he is, to an extent. Enough about characters, let's talk action. Wanted has some very creative action scenes, I'll give it that. They are over the top and stupid and could never actually happen in a real-life scenario, but they were very creative and pretty well thought out, actually. Some of the effects, though, look pretty dated by today's standards. I mean, some of that CGI, it's a little bit iffy, especially with some of the bullet time sequences that happen. There are scenes in this film where James McAvoy's character has to learn how to curve a bullet with the way that he shoots. The curving the bullet idea is a good idea. I just wish that the CGI bullet didn't look like a PS2 graphic. Also, this movie really earns its R rating. I mean, the headshots, they are very visceral. There are some of them that happen in slow motion, and, like, you see everything. I was pretty surprised by that. I mean, I knew the movie was R-rated, but, like, I didn't expect it to show so much brain matter splatting against the wall as some unnamed goon gets shot in the head. There's a twist in this movie that I'm not going to talk about here, obviously, because I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but the twist, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. It just kind of comes out of nowhere. Now, while I think the twist does come out of nowhere, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense in terms of the story that was set up, I kind of liked it. I didn't expect it, and I also kind of like where it goes. I mean, again, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but it involves the main villain, and it makes this villain more interesting, but then something happens to the main villain, and he's not really in the film much after that, and it's like they had a good idea with this twist, but then they don't do much with it. They have one scene where they address it, and then it's just gone. Then we have the big shooty action climax, and then the movie's over, and it's just, I don't know. I like the twist, I just wish more was done with it. If that was incredibly vague, I'm sorry. Watch the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. So some really cool action sequences, not very good characters. The storyline's pretty rote. However, I can't say I didn't enjoy it. I did like Wanted for what it was. It's a cheesy, late 2000s comic book adaptation that wasn't written by Marvel or DC. So, it is what it is. It's not great. It's not something that people are going to talk about years from now. I've never heard anyone talk about this, so it's kind of like an undiscovered gem, but not really a gem. It's kind of a muddy gem. I'm going to give Wanted a very weak recommend. I didn't hate it. It's not horrible, but it's also not great either, and it could have been better. But the problems I have with it do not negate the positives. I enjoy the action sequences. James McAvoy gives a pretty good performance, and I enjoy it on a purely entertainment level. So that is what squeaks it by with a very weak recommend. You should probably watch this at some point in your life. It's not a necessity to watch. At some point you should. Maybe, if you get around to it. Buy the Blu-ray, though. Don't watch that DVD. I put that in my player back before I owned the Blu-ray because I was going to watch it back then when I first bought it. And I was like, wow, this picture quality looks like crap, dude. So I immediately went to eBay, found the Blu-ray I'm holding in my hands right now, and the picture quality looks pretty good. Pick up the Blu-ray if you're going to pick up any version of it. Number 4, where should you pick this product up? Bought my Blu-ray on eBay. Came in perfect shape, so eBay. Number 5, what price should you pay? Well, for any DVD version, especially the collector's version, $5. Those really aren't that expensive. For any Blu-ray version, you can find the Blu-ray version that I have without the slipcover, probably. I got very lucky finding that with the slipcover. 5 to 10 for that, really. Maybe 15 if it has a pristine slipcover. Mine's not really pristine, though. It kind of has some creases at both ends of it, but it's still in pretty good shape. It's still got, you know, the Blu-ray exclusive never before seen alternate opening sticker on the front of it. So that, ladies and gentlemen, was your HMR on Wanted, and that brings Season 1 of Home Media Reviews to a close. I know I said earlier in this episode that this season was kind of painstaking to work on, but I did have a good time. I really enjoyed being able to branch out with my content just a little bit more and not have it be completely based on a TV show about a talking train. I can do anything I want now, as long as Dave greenlights a Season 2. Yeah, that's why we haven't been confirmed yet. It's because of my fake producer. It's his fault. That's right. I'm not taking you to lunch. Go get your Subway on your own. So that little funny bit with my fake producer is basically to say that I don't necessarily know if we're going to have a Season 2 of Home Media Reviews. I mean, the view numbers have been pretty good. Nowhere near what Thomas & Friends Home Media Reviews did in terms of views, but that's to be expected. That series was more popular than this, and this is the show's first season, so views aren't going to be tremendous, but it is something that I care about. You know, I care about people watching the stuff that I put out. So I'm not sure if we're going to have a Season 2 or not. I know that if we do, it's not going to happen this year. I don't want to do that again this year. I want to build up a catalog before I actually start uploading again. So I didn't do that with this season. I built up a catalog maybe of like 5 weeks, and then I just started uploading again. Bad idea on my part. I will say this, though. We're not done with Home Media Reviews, at least not for this year. I got plans for the rest of the year, and I'm going to reveal part of them here. For the next 2 weeks, we're going to have supplementals for Home Media Reviews. That's right. For those of you in the comments that have been asking, well, are we going to have supplementals for this series? Yeah, we are, because I picked up some versions of some films that I covered in this series, or in this season of HMR that I didn't have back when I recorded those episodes. So we're going to take a look at those in some supplementals coming up in the next couple of weeks. Then a lot of you in the comments, ever since I started the regular HMR series, a lot of you have been asking, Lego Lover, are you bringing back Thomas & Friends Home Media Reviews? That's the series everyone wants to see. That's the series that put this channel on the map. It's what made me semi-famous. There will not be any new regular episodes of Thomas & Friends Home Media Reviews this year, because there's nothing new to cover. But do not be discouraged, my young Padawans, because after those 2 weeks of supplementals for regular HMR, I got some supplementals for Thomas & Friends Home Media Reviews that I have yet to release. These are on versions of releases that I haven't covered yet on the show, including one very special version of a very exclusive release that I talked about in that HMR. I'm being extremely vague because I don't want to reveal what it is, but I'm looking at it right now in my closet, and boy, is it beautiful. you'll know what I'm talking about when that supplemental airs. So just to reiterate, 2 weeks of supplementals for regular HMR, and then an undisclosed number of weeks of supplementals for Thomas and Friends HMR. And then after that, it's really up in the air at this point. I know I want to do a complete video game collection series that I have written but haven't shot anything for yet. Maybe I'll release those on Monday. Who really knows at this point? Be prepared for around middle of November, because something cool involving regular HMR is coming to the channel. Not saying what it is because I want to keep it secret, but it's pretty cool. And I think you guys are going to enjoy it. So, with all that being said, I want to thank you guys. I want to thank the film studios for putting out these movies, for them being my favorite movies of all time. And I want to thank, of course, God for this amazing opportunity I have. This isn't my job. It's my hobby. But I really enjoy doing it. And I'm happy I get to make money off of it. And I'm happy that I get to entertain you guys through it. Through my passions that have been greatly and graciously bestowed upon me by my Heavenly Father. Just thank you guys, and God, thank you for this opportunity. This has been amazing. Really enjoyed this past season of HMR, and I hope we have more. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, good night, everybody.